Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Good morning to you. You live in a shoe. It is not the morning. It is 6:38 p.m. But I thought I'm gonna try to vlog throughout the evening tonight. Maybe get my vlog done a little bit early. It is Halloween Eve. Happy Halloween Eve to you. I just went and I did a review. I have my coffee right here. I'm gonna have to get my Christmas cup going on here soon. And I did a review of the Starbucks Great Pumpkin Latte. It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown Latte, which was funny because this morning, because yesterday's vlog, I woke up like at 6 o'clock in the morning and did it, right? So I came home and I was gonna like do all my videos early in the morning, and I was like, I'm gonna lay back down just for a little bit with the pups because it was raining outside and it was nasty. And I was like, oh, I wanna get back into bed just for a little bit with the pups. And so I got back into bed with the dogs, and I was like, Boo Radley was like in like a little circle. He was so cute. And I was like, I'm going to watch a couple minutes of It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, because of course it's the countdown to Halloween. So I'm trying to watch all of my Halloween faves, which I just realized I usually every fall watch To Kill a Mockingbird, and I haven't watched it this year. And so I still want to watch To Kill a Mockingbird. I might watch it tonight. But anyway, I was in bed and I was like looking through YouTube to see if I could find It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, and I couldn't find it anywhere on YouTube. The only thing I could find was this, like, they had the whole video, but it was like this animated room that had like a TV screen, and then on the TV screen, I don't know why they did it this way, on the TV screen was It's Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. It is so hot in here. It's actually cold outside. It's 48 degrees. It's rainy today. It is, the leaves are all wet and turning, and so it's very Halloween-y outside. But anyway, so I just started watching that, and I was like, this is so annoying to watch it this way. So instead, I watched a little clip of the scene where Sally and Linus are out in the pumpkin patch waiting for the Great Pumpkin, and everybody comes up, and why can't I think of her name? The real mean one on Charlie Brown. What's her name? Why can't I think of her name? She comes up. It's Linus's sister. Why can't I think of what her name is? I know people are like shouting it right now on the screen. But anyway, she comes up and says, you missed tricks or treats, and now you're going to miss the Halloween party. Remember that scene? That was the scene that I watched. And anyway, so I watched that, and then that was like 3 minutes and 22 seconds or something, and then I fell asleep. So that was my morning, and then I went to bed and I slept for a while and woke up, and it was so funny because our new comforter, like PP likes to go, he always likes to go under blankets anyway, but he's been going underneath there, and he's been sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. And like today, Boo and Tucker got up, but PP was still asleep, so I went underneath the blanket. It is literally like pitch black underneath there. I said, PP, I go, it's so dark underneath there, and he just kept on sleeping. I go, PP, wake up, PP. And so finally he got up. But it was so dark under there. It was like he had the black. I think he likes to go underneath there because it's so dark. It's like having the blackout curtains, like pulled in your bedroom or hotel room or whatever. Like you can't see anything. It's so dark. I think that's what he likes about it. What is her name? Why can't I think? Linus, and I feel like it starts with an L. Listen to the bass on their car over there. Why can't I think of her name? Charlie Brown, Charlie, Peppermint Patty, Sally. I can't think of everybody else's names. Anyway, so I did that. Then I got up and took a shower, did my hair. Do y'all like my new shirt that I got at the Meijer? I got it at the Meijer the other night with Tanya. It was $14.99 on sale. And then I filmed a video for my drama channel. I filmed a video for my meditation channel, Peterisms. I filmed a video on my booktube channel. And then I left and I filmed my review channel. And now I am vlogging. And I'm just going to vlog for a little bit. And then I am going to get something at Whole Foods and take it home. And yeah, and then I think I'm going to do a live stream tonight. I might do a live stream on YouNow and then do another live stream on YouTube. We'll see. I don't know if I'll do both. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's been my day. We were like in this group text with like Melissa and Jason, Alex and I, and Aaron and Eric about tomorrow night, because we're doing this, like Melissa has her little Halloween, it's not a party, it's just like chili dinner that she does. So she was asking us all about like what we want. We were asking her like, you know, like should we bring stuff and whatever. So I think I'm gonna get something tomorrow to take over to that. I cannot believe it is Halloween. But I will say this, and especially doing like the review channel, because I've done so many Halloween reviews on the review channel, it feels like Halloween has been a long time coming this year. So, like I feel like when Halloween is over, I'll be ready for it. And this weekend we have Carlitos' birthday party. It's at some place that like they have like bounce houses and all this kind of fun stuff that you can do. So we're doing that this weekend. And then Alex and his friends tonight are getting together because it is his friend Jason that passed away. It's his birthday today. So they're getting together and they're doing like a commemoration dinner or something, just like his close group of friends. And so he was kind of sad about that today. I talked to him earlier and he was having kind of a hard time with that today. And I was like, if you want me to go with you, I'll go. And he was like, no, it's just kind of like, you know, those people that were like, I mean, I was friends with Jason, but I wasn't as close, like, as, you know, like this group that went to like, they all went to the music festivals and the get-togethers and the gala dinners and stuff. And so it's just a small group of them, like 5 or 6, and they're going to go out to dinner, I guess, to one of like Jason's favorite places for his birthday, which I think is really nice, you know? So anyway, but Alex was kind of struggling with that today. He was like, I just didn't even realize how much I missed him until today. It is weird, you know? It just seems so weird that... Like with my friend Scotty, you know, Scotty had been in a nursing home for a long time. And I'd actually gone down, you know, like a couple years ago and seen him with my girlfriends. We had gone and like... he wasn't as bad then because we like met up and... But he was out of it completely. And at that time, his mom had told us that they didn't think that he had much longer to go. So with Scotty, I was kind of prepared, you know, even though it's still sad, I just was like... But with Jason, it was like this tragic car accident, you know, so... It still feels weird that he's gone, you know? It just seems crazy. And since I didn't see him as much as Alex, so at the same time, it's like... You know, it's like... We had this good friend of ours, Alex and I, but he was like really, I had known him through, you know, being sober and stuff, but he was a friend of Alex's too. And he died several years ago from meningitis. And it was like, you know, one day I saw him and then like the next week he was gone. And it just was so surreal. Like he got sick and he had like a bad cough. And he just was like feeling under the weather. And literally like a week later, you know, he was gone. I don't know, it's just, the world's a weird place, isn't it? That lip balm isn't down there anymore from last night. I don't remember grabbing it, so. I'm dying that I don't know what the Peanuts character is. I'm gonna have to look it up in just a second. But I have everything done, so I think I'm gonna do a live stream tonight, maybe on YouNow and YouTube, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll have to listen to my audiobook. Oh my God, I have to listen to like 2 hours of it a day between now and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I figured out that I have to listen to like 2.5 hours a day to finish it in time. I'm hoping tonight I get really into it and I'm like wanting to listen to that long of it, you know? So I was saying last night in my vlog that it was like Mel picked this book. It's kind of stuff. So Mel, she was watching the vlog today and she texted me and she goes, "Do not blame your procrastination on me." I was like, girl, don't even try. Don't even try. That you picked this humongously long book. What is going on out here? They're doing something in the rain. All these, is it soccer? Are they playing soccer in the rain? How miserable. God. I know parents are like super serious about their kids' sports and stuff like that. Oh my God, my brother-in-law Carlos, he is like, but their baseball, Carlitos' baseball is inside. And Carlitos is supposedly like really good for his age at baseball. But I gotta get him a birthday present. I don't even know what he wants. I need to text Liliana tonight and see if the kids are going trick-or-treating tomorrow night or if they're doing anything. Alex didn't say anything. I don't think his mom is going over there. I don't think anybody is going over there. My hand has been hurting lately. It's like sore, but it's like my left hand, which is weird because like, I mean, I'm right-handed. I need to have my dad look at it. I don't know, for those of you that don't know, my dad's a plastic surgeon, but he's his area of specialty is he's a hand reconstructionist. So like when I was growing up, he did a lot of like, surgeries on like, well, he did a lot of carpal tunnel surgeries. But he also did a lot of stuff for like people that would like get their hands caught in mills and like factories, like they would get their, you know, hands torn apart and stuff like that. He did a lot of that kind of reconstruction and like severed veins and stuff like that from like just random accidents that would happen. I probably should just go over there and have him look at it. I think sometimes the kids or family members of doctors are the worst. We're like the last ones to go to the doctor, you know? I'm excited for tomorrow. I can't believe it's Halloween. But you know, like usually, like when the holidays come up, like I talked about this a lot in 2018 on my vlogs, but like, you know, I would get sad. I'd feel like, well, summer's over and I didn't really do a bunch of summer stuff, you know, or Halloween's over and I didn't really do, it's kind of weird seeing myself in the camera, like with my hair done and on a shirt. I'm like, I actually do get ready sometimes, but on my vlog, I've always just got on like a hoodie and a, you know, a hat or whatever. But, what was I going to say? In 2018, you know, I feel like in 2017 too, like I'm vlogging, like I would talk a lot about, you know, certain seasons coming up or like summer, like, oh, we didn't do a lot of summer stuff. We didn't do this, we didn't do that, whatever. Like this summer, I only went to the pool once and I wasn't even that upset about it, you know? And, but I will say that like whenever I go out of town, like if it's someplace where it's warm or whatever, I always try to like go to the pool and swim and all that kind of stuff. I'm excited about going to Florida in a couple weeks. We're going to stay on the beach. We're only going for a couple days, but and it's for our friends like dental exam, but what was I going to say? yeah, like this Halloween, I feel like I did a lot of stuff. You know, we went to the pumpkin patch, even though that was like early. You know, I've reviewed a lot of pumpkin stuff. I've watched a lot of scary movies, a lot. I've watched like every Halloween movie, the Halloween, the franchise. You know, I've watched Hocus Pocus. I watched Medea, the movie. You know, I still have to finish Medea's the Halloween Boo 2 or whatever. I still have to finish that one. But I've watched a lot of, you know, Halloween movies, and read a couple scary books, read a couple Halloween books, stuff like that. Like, I feel like I took you know what? I should go to, I was like, since I'm over here, I should go to the psychic tomorrow since it's on Halloween. But I feel like I took full advantage of Halloween this year, you know, and really enjoyed all the Halloween stuff that I wanted to do. And you know, the weird thing is, like, coming up on Christmas, there's not, like, tons of stuff that I want to do this Christmas. Like, I feel like last year I read so many, I mean, I do want to read Christmas books, but like if there's new ones out. But last year I feel like I read so many Christmas books. And I feel like we did some Christmassy things. Like, I don't feel like I missed out a whole lot last year, you know, on doing Christmas stuff. I swear, the heat in here is fantastic, and the air conditioning here is fantastic in this car, but it is either hot or it is cold. Like, there's literally no in between. By the way, I want to give a little shout out to my good Judy Valerie. So Valerie had an accident at the car dealership. She took her car into the car dealership and she fell. And I think she like broke both of her feet and like and broke her ankle or sprained her ankle too. She's in 2 boots, you guys. She can hardly walk. I feel so bad for her. Her boyfriend is like really helping out, take care of her, but I just feel horrible for her. And I was talking to her yesterday, and I was like, because I told her, I said, girl, I'm gonna come pick you up and I'll take you to the casino and put you in a wheelchair next week sometime. She was laughing. She was like, okay, that'd be nice. Get out of here for a while. But I said, because I was like getting food for Alex and I said, can I call you tomorrow? Will you be around? She started laughing. She's like, I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'm kind of here. You know, I can't go anywhere. So anyway, she's having such a hard time just like walking, and I feel so bad for her. So please send out some positive vibes and prayers and love to my friend Valerie. She really needs it right now. That coffee tastes so good. Sometimes I just love coffee so much. I was talking about this in the meeting last night that, you know, since I've been sober, like one of the things I'm really grateful for is meeting coffee. And what I mean by that is like coffee that you get when you go to like a 12-step meeting, right? Well, it's one of the constants since I've been going to meetings for 24 years and 10 months, that getting a cup of coffee at a meeting, right? Like, it's just this constant. And you know, you walk into a meeting, you get a cup of coffee. Like Tanya and I always at our home group, we go into the kitchen, we get a cup of coffee, you know, and it's just like part of like, you know, what people do. Not everybody, but you know, a lot of people do. A lot of people get Starbucks and stuff and bring it, but I was, but you know, a couple years ago, I switched up all of my meetings, and I really, at that point in my life, I really needed to find a lot of gratitude. And so I started going to different meetings, and I went to meetings where, you know, a lot of the meetings that I go to now are on the north side of Indianapolis, where, in all honesty, people are very fortunate and very blessed to have, you know, nice lifestyles. You know, they live in nice houses, they drive nice cars, things like that. And it was important for me to go somewhere where, you know, I could see a different side of all of that. And so I started going to some different meetings. I went to a lot of meetings that they call Skid Row meetings, basically, that were in homeless shelters and things like that. And it was really, you know, it was eye-opening for me to see that. And it also made me realize, Peter, you have it really, really effing good. You know, you need to be so grateful for your life. when people are coming into meetings and they're like, literally, I just came because I wanted a warm cup of coffee, you know, and they're so grateful for that. Well, this one place that I went to meetings at, so the meetings that I go to, typically, you walk in and like everybody donates money, right? And so with that money, because 12-step programs are self-supporting, with that money that people donate, you pay rent for the room, like at the church or whatever, like you legit pay rent, and then for using it. But then you also take that money and you give it to like, it's hard to explain, but it goes back into the 12-step program. But it also pays for things like coffee. So like they'll buy coffee, and then every week there's like, I mean, my home group meeting has a huge coffee maker, decaf and regular, so you can have whichever one. Well, I was going to these meetings, and, you know, typically because it would be far away, I would drive through somewhere and get a fountain pop or take a bottle of water. I wasn't really thinking about the coffee when I would go, right? So I had gone to this one meeting a couple times, and I didn't really even think anything about the coffee, that there was no coffee. Like, I didn't even really think about it, right? And then one day I was in there, and this guy came in, and who was like the chairperson of the meeting, and he said, so-and-so bought a pot of coffee and donated it to the meeting tonight. So if anybody wants coffee, there's coffee. And like literally all these guys like stood up, right? And they went and got coffee. And I didn't really understand it. And so I was asking my friend, who's a chairperson, afterwards. I said, what's the deal with the coffee? And he goes, well, I mean, this meeting doesn't make enough money to just, you know, have coffee. Like, we don't do that. You know, this is a poor meeting. Because if there were 20 people in a meeting, you know, maybe 5 or 6 could donate money. The rest of the people, you know, or maybe if even that, couldn't afford to donate money to the meeting to cover rent and everything. And a lot of times the meeting would be in the hole financially. So there was no money for coffee, right? I mean, forget about coffee. So, but there was like, a little coffee like shop in this place where the coffee was, and they like would make pots of coffee, and you could buy a pot of coffee, and I think it was something like $3 for a pot of coffee. So if you wanted to buy a pot of coffee for the meeting, you could make it and then donate it, and then anybody that wanted coffee, it was such a nice thing, you know? And it really, a cup of coffee is a really small thing. We think about it, you know? But when it's something that you don't have, you become very grateful when you realize what you take for granted. And it's one way that gratitude has really, really worked in my life. And this one meeting that I started going to for a while, I took Tanya to it a couple times. It was because I was going to all candlelight meetings. There was something very peaceful and serene about going to candlelight meetings that, you know, would literally start at like 10:30 at night. And I went to this one meeting, and it was from 10:30 to 11:45, and then everybody would stand outside and smoke cigarettes and talk and stuff, you know, afterwards. And so I wouldn't even get home until like 1 o'clock in the morning. But it was in this homeless shelter, recovery homeless shelter, and I was sitting in there one night, and I remember this like guy shared that when he had been sober for a while, but the reason he found that meeting was because you could come into the kitchen, like the kitchen was like where the meeting was, and you could come in there, and he would go into the kitchen and he would make himself a peanut butter sandwich and have a cup of coffee, because they did have free coffee there. And he was like, that was the only thing that he would eat for an entire day, and then the only warm thing that he would have in his body was this hot cup of coffee that he could have at this meeting. Well, I'm crying because he became a good friend of mine, and he ended up going back out. But when you hear about coffee that way, it doesn't so much just become a cup of coffee anymore, you know what I mean? This thing always stops when I get emotional. So, you know, this and this that I take for granted, you know, that I put money on an app and I just, you know, pay for every day, you know, I mean, a $4 cup of coffee every day becomes a little bit more than just a cup of coffee. There are so many people that are suffering in the world. You know, even like with taking it away from all that, but like even when, you know, just feeling peaceful and calm and serene on a daily basis when I have so many friends of mine, and I know so many people, and there are so many people in the world that just can't, you know, like, their lives are filled with chaos and toxicity, and that they try really hard not to have, but it's just a constant in their life, you know what I mean? So pretty. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's like, do you see that it's like purplish? Look at that. It's beautiful. It's kind of a weird color going into Halloween, isn't it? So it's so pretty. I think it's nice going into November too, you know, to think a lot about gratitude. I used to see, you know, on like Facebook, I don't hardly ever get on Facebook anymore, but I used to see on Facebook a lot that, you know, people would do like 28 or 30 days of, you know, gratitude, and every day they would like make a gratitude list on Facebook, which I always thought was kind of nice. I remember that I thought it was corny the first time I saw it, but you guys will be, just look at that sky. It's just, I cannot believe it. It's just unbelievable. And I didn't think it would show up on camera, but I'm like turning my thing around to see. You can actually see how beautiful that is. I mean, that is incredible. I wonder what that's about. The sky is like that color right there. My dad used to always say to me, red in the morning, sailors take warning. Red at night, sailors delight. Have you guys ever heard that? I think I've said that on here before. I think I'm gonna get some soup at Whole Foods, and then maybe a piece of cornbread. Alex had stopped by Sarah's on his way downtown, and so I called there. Right, I was talking to him, I called him, and he like put me on a speakerphone, and I was talking to both of them. She was laughing because she had made like soup and he didn't want any of it. And he was like, well, I'm getting ready to go down to dinner. And she was like, do you want any of the soup? And it was like this white bean soup that she had made. And I was like, and she was like, I know if I send it home with him, you won't try it. And I said, send it home with him, I'll try it. And I said, but does it have chicken stock in it? And Alex goes, no, it's all vegetables. And she, because these are the things you have to think about, right, as a vegetarian. And she was like, you know, I think it is chicken stock. And so she was like looking, she's like, yeah, it's chicken stock. And I was like, sorry, I can't try it. I said, you should make Alex try it. She's like, he won't eat my brownies either. I go, no, he doesn't like, my husband doesn't like chocolate, which I think is weird. Who doesn't like chocolate? But I was gonna find out what, I'm gonna pull in here in a second. Why can't I think of what her name is from the Peanuts? Like, I don't want to have to look it up. I want to just know, because I know as soon as I look it up, I'm gonna be like, Peter, I can't believe you didn't know this. Why can't I think of her name? Linus, Sally, Charlie Brown, Peppermint Patty. Is there a Veronica? It's something like that. Sally. Why can't I? Lucy! Is it Lucy? Oh my God, I think it's Lucy. Lucy and Linus? Is that it? Is it Lucy? Oh, I think it is Lucy, isn't it? What was Peppermint Patty's little friend? What was her name? There was like a Sherman, I think. What was Peppermint Patty's little friend? Marcy. Oh my God, Marcy. How could I forget Marcy? This is my husband calling. Let me take this and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. He was just telling me that he was on his way downtown. So I looked up all the characters. Here they are, all the characters. Linus Van Pelt. It says fictional characters, and it's like Peanuts characters. These are the order that they put them in. Linus Van Pelt, Woodstock. Lucy Van Pelt, so I was right, it was Lucy. It only took me half an hour to come up with that. Snoopy, Pigpen, Little Red-Haired Girl, Charlie Brown, Marcy, Peppermint Patty, Sally Brown, Schroeder. Oh, forgot about Schroeder. Patty. There's a Patty and a Peppermint Patty. Are they different? Let's see. Patty is a fictional character, a former major character whose roles was reduced in later years. She is often confused with Peppermint Patty, so she's a different Patty. She's a different character. Okay, Shermie, Franklin, Violet, Rerun Van Pelt. I guess that's Lucy and Linus's little brother. The Great Pumpkin, Peggy Jean. Peggy Jean, I don't remember Peggy Jean. Let's see. Peggy Jean, okay. She was the girlfriend of Charlie Brown during the 1990s. Charlie Brown first met her at summer camp in 1990. That's when I graduated from high school. And she appeared intermittently in the strip until mid-1999, a few months before the strip ended. Her last appearance was July 11th, 1999. Frida. Oh my God, I forgot about Frida. She's mean. Last appearance was November 22nd, 1985 in Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown Don't Come Back, which is actually one of my all-time favorite movies. I love when they watch the movie on the plane and it's called, Peppermint Patty wants to watch Naughty Marietta, and Snoopy and Woodstock, because they're in first class, they watch The Funny Bunnies or something like that. Frida's character was inspired by his longtime friend, Frida Rich, a local artist whom he met while taking classes at the art instruction schools in Minneapolis, Minnesota. First appearance, March 6, 1961. Okay. And then King Kite-Eating Tree and Charlotte Braun. I don't know Charlotte Braun. And then there's a list of minor characters. We list Biffy Buff, The Cat Next Door, Charlotte Braun, Claire Cormack, Elementary School, Emily Ethan. There's tons. Oh my God. Anyway. So, I went to the post office today and I got 3 cards right here. Halloween cards, which I read. And the first one is from Sue. So thank you, Sue. She sent me a card. She put a very nice little message inside. I love your drama videos. You are awesome. Congrats on sobriety. I crack up at the drama phone. And Jane, I loved your comment on cooking the SATs, huh? Keep up the good work. My daughter loves you too. Love yours, Sue. Beast, she said. So thank you, Sue, for the card. And then Alex and I also got a card. It was to Alex and I both from Connie, and it says Happy Halloween, and it's boo. Love that. Look at what the, oh my God, that is so pretty outside with the sun or the sky in the background. And then I got this very, very nice personal message, which I'm not going to read inside, but it's this whole card, and it says, blessings for a happy day, a happy time of year. And it says, blessings like the ones you bring to everyone you're near. Happy Thanksgiving. It's a Thanksgiving card. And it's from Allison, and I want to thank Allison for the card. So thank you so much. And then I actually have at home a box of candles and stuff that somebody sent me. So I'll show that either today or tomorrow or one of the next days. This person's wanting to get out of here because they just like raced right in front of me. Okay. Well, I'm not in that big of a hurry. So you just go right ahead. See, I turn on the heat and then it just, woo! Cookies are done. It gets so hot in here. I'm hoping that they have, I'm not really craving chili, because tomorrow night I'll be having chili at Melissa's, which means I'll go in there and they'll have vegetarian chili at Whole Foods, which is fine, but I'm really hoping that they have some kind of soup. Their broccoli cheddar vegetarian is like my favorite soup. But if they don't have that, then like tomato would be good too. The last time I wasn't into any of their soups, I wish they'd have something completely different, like curried carrot or something. But the last time I wasn't really into any of their soups, and so I ended up getting this, just like a bunch of like, I got like their vegan macaroni and cheese, which is absolutely delicious, from Whole Foods. And I got, what else did I get? I got mushrooms, and I got a couple things. And you guys, it was $18. I could not believe it. I was like, this is ridiculous. But if you're vegan or vegetarian and you go to Whole Foods ever, the vegan mac and cheese on like the deli bar is so delicious. It is so, so, so good. And the little marinated mushrooms are the bomb too. And then they have jalapeno cornbread, which is really good. The thing is, when I eat that stuff, I get full so quick. Every cup ground fresh Circle K coffee. Is that true? How could that be? Oh, I bet it's like one of those machines they have in there. BP has those sometimes too now. Not PP, the Flying Chihuahua. BP. I don't think PP loves the cold weather. I don't think it's his favorite. I should look at Whole Foods and see if they have any like meals for Boo and Tucker that they can eat. PB does not love his dinner, but he doesn't like it because Boo and Tucker get to eat something different, and so he gets jealous that they get to eat something different, I think. And this traffic is crazy right here. What's going on tonight? Nothing. Half price happy hour at Steak and Shake. You can get half price on their milkshakes, and then they show the cookies and cream milkshake. If you've never had Steak and Shake, it is so good. And then Popeyes is 2-piece Tuesdays, $3.99. I didn't love Popeyes chicken back in the day. I've only had it, I think, maybe one time, and I think I got like chicken tenders or something. I don't even remember. But I went through there because I had always heard that it was like the greatest chicken in the entire world. And I'm not a big fan of Kentucky Fried Chicken either. Like, I'll do it, but I don't love it. But I didn't really, like, I was never like a huge, well, I won't do it now because I'm a vegetarian, but I was never a huge fan of like fried chicken. And what's really weird about it is, Alex doesn't like to eat meat off the bone. So, like, when his mom makes, like, you know, chicken or whatever, like, he won't, like, or certain kinds of steak that have, like, the bone on it. I don't know why he's weird about it, but he doesn't like to eat meat off the bone. He said it reminds him of something when he was a kid. Like, something that they would make when he was a kid and he didn't like. I remember my mom, she loved to eat. Like, she literally would get seconds and thirds and fourths sitting, like, when my aunt would make all this food, like, for Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff, my mom, everybody else would be up from the table going and doing stuff, and my mom would be sitting there. My aunt was always so sweet. My aunt would sit there with her, and she'd be like, just let her eat. She wants to eat. You know, she's enjoying a good meal. And I would sit there, too, with her sometimes, you know. And my mom would always be like, God, everybody eats so fast. Don't you want seconds and thirds? Because she just loved having a good meal. My mom did, you know. My mom was never, like, super, well, there were points in her life when she was, like, really, really thin, but she never really struggled with her weight. Like, she was never super heavy. Neither one of my parents do. I don't know where I get it. So she could kind of eat what she wanted to eat, but I remember, like, my mom had to eat at her own pace, and she was kind of a slow eater. And she would say that when she was growing up, she had this one uncle, and he would say, he would, like, get really upset with her and my aunt, and, you know, the mommy dearest kind of thing, and you have to eat everything on your plate, and if you don't, then, you know, like, you're not grateful for, like, the food you've been given and all this kind of stuff. And he was, like, mean to my mom about it. Would, like, make her sit in a chair, like, when they stayed with him. Like, she would have to sit in a chair for, like, hours on end if she didn't eat, and she would just cry because, you know, she just was like, she didn't like whatever it was that he made or whatever. And so, like, as she got older, she would say, like, you know, like, when people would start rushing her at, like, a meal or whatever, you could tell she would get real upset. And she'd say, I don't like to be rushed when I'm eating. It's interesting how things like that when we're kids, you know, really affect us as we're adults, too. My dad is a super fast eater. He's a super fast walker, too. Like, I just remember like walking through the hospital with him when he would do rounds when I was a kid, and I could never keep up with him. And I mean, my dad's tall too, so his legs are long, and he would just walk really fast. Plus my dad will like sit down and literally like gobble a meal down in like 3 minutes. He's like one of the fastest eaters in the world. Alex is pretty fast, is a pretty fast eater too. I kind of like to sit and enjoy my meal. I like to actually sit and like watch TV while I'm eating. Dream, oh Donna. Alex is like, why do you keep on singing that song? I'm like, I don't know. And I actually downloaded Donna. I met a girl and Donna was her name. Have you guys ever seen the movie Los Lobos? I love that movie. That's like one of those greats, like Coal Miner's Daughter or Sweet Dreams about like, Coal Miner's Daughter about Loretta Lynn, or Sweet Dreams by Patsy Cline. Tanya and I love country music, and last night, like on my iTunes on my phone, I just put it on like the genre country music, and it like came on. It was like all these like old songs I had downloaded, like through the years that came up, and it was funny. I don't know what I want to do tomorrow. I need to find out if Liliana's going to do trick-or-treating, and like, well, I mean, I'm sure they are, but like what time? Because if it starts super early, I don't know that I'm going to be able to go over. Last year, Alex and I walked around with Carlos and Carlitos for like a long time, and I can remember like, I think Carlito, like Sebastian went with Carlos and them, and that I can't remember how it went, but I think like Carlos had Sebastian, because I can remember Sebastian like didn't go to all of the houses that Carlitos did, because Carlitos was with his little friends, and they were like, going to house after house after house after house, but Sebastian's like bigger now, and he can kind of like keep up with Carlitos, so crazy to think he's going to be 4 in January. It's weird, like when you hear, like I can remember my mom, and her friends always being like, it just goes so fast, 1 second, they're 1 and the next second they're graduating from high school, and then you like become an adult and you like get it, right? Like, do you remember, like, if you're my age or, a little bit around my age, you'll understand what I'm saying, but like, when you would go to, like, when you were a kid and you would go to dinners and see your parents' friends or family members you hadn't seen in a while, and they'd be like, you're getting so big, I remember when you were this big, and then you become the adult and you're saying that, it's like when Alex and I were showing videos to Carlitos of him dancing, it's like, I can remember when he was just like 2 years old, I can remember him 4 years old and dancing in the kitchen, and it's just crazy to me. It literally seems like it was yesterday to me, and now I can have a conversation with Carlitos, like a real conversation, It's just weird. Just so weird. And like now when I see Sebastian and stuff, he's always like, hi, T.O. Peter. He's so shy, though, in comparison to Carlitos. It's going to be interesting to see. Like, Carlitos was always, like, front and center, and, like, a very, getting a lot. He got a lot of attention from a lot of people when he was growing up, because he was the only one, And then Sebastian came along, and Sebastian's just, like, this moony-eyed dream baby, and he's just very shy, and I wouldn't say shy, like scared, but like shy, just like, he doesn't really say a whole lot. He just always has like this little sweet smile. I don't know. He looks a lot like Liliana, and Carlitos looks like Sebastian, or looks like Carlitos looks like Carlos. They're so well behaved, both of them. And one of the things that's so sweet is that they get along so well. Like, they're each other's best friends. I asked Carlitos, I said, now what's your best friend's name? And he said Sebastian. And he had another friend that was named Sebastian. And I said, oh, Sebastian. And he goes, no, my brother Sebastian. He's so sweet. And he's so protective of Sebastian, too. just is so cool to me, you know, that I never thought I would have nephews or, you know, nieces or in-laws. I never thought I'd have a sister or brother-in-law, you know, and I just feel like so blessed to have this amazing family that I'm part of, and it's just cool, you know. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to wake up, I'm going to get my coffee, and then I'm going to, film some videos, I'm sure. And there's not really, I want to have some Halloween stuff playing on in the background, and I think Melissa's stuff isn't till like, well, Alex isn't, you know, he gets done at work tomorrow like 7:38 or something like that. So she was like, yeah, later when everybody gets done with stuff. And Aaron and Eric were saying that they couldn't get over there till later. So I'm sure that nobody's going to go over there at 5 or 6. I need to call Melissa and see what time she wants people over there. And she's always really good about that too. She'll just be like, yeah, I'll come over at, you know, she won't say like, just come over whenever. If you what my aunt used to always say, just come over whenever, you know, people would literally come over whenever. Melissa will be like, yeah, I won't be ready until like 7. So that means don't come until 7:15, you know what I mean? Which I appreciate that in people, because then I know like exactly, you know, when to go show up somewhere. Of perfect Halloween weather, honestly. Now we just have to have a white Christmas. That's the next thing, a white Christmas, and I will be perfectly happy. I don't know why my hand has been hurting. It's been like just like 2 days, but of course I always freak when anything, you know. I will say this though, like my head has felt pretty good the last couple days. It hurt that one day in Miami, but then other than that, my head has felt good. Especially with it being kind of rainy and stuff tonight, it's interesting that like my head doesn't hurt, you know, really bad, but it doesn't. So I met a girl. If I ever had a movie made about my life, I would have to have that song Donna in there. I just don't know how I would fit it in. How would that fit? Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to go in here to Whole Foods. When I come out, I will show you what I got, which I'm sure will be so exciting for you. You'll be like, please, please do not. You have to show us, you know. Have you guys ever been in Whole Foods? Should I take my camera in and show you guys? Oh my God. You're probably like, we could care less about Whole Foods. Some people call it a whole paycheck because it's so expensive, which it really is expensive. Do you know what kind of sounds good? Are Brussels sprouts. I don't know why. Sometimes they have stuff like that on their, deli bar. So when I come back, I will show you guys what I got. I will be back in 2 and 2. Okay, I'm back. Did you guys want to see what I got? I got the healthiest dinner in the entire world. Well, first of all, I got 2 organic lemonades. My whole dinner came to $24, which is mightily expensive. And then I got a piece of this jalapeno cornbread. Do you see it? Oh my God, it's so delicious. This was $1.70. And then this is my meal that I got here. I'm gonna see if you can see everything. This is my meal that I got from the deli. Everything that I got is vegan. Can you believe it? Okay. Can you see it? So this is vegan spiced corn stuffing. This is vegan macaroni and cheese. All starches. This is vegan mashed potatoes with vegan mushroom gravy. And then they have Brussels sprouts. And then these vegan mushrooms, which I love. Should I try one of the Brussels sprouts since I said I was... They're not that great. I mean, always the 100% honest reviews, right? They were not that great. But the macaroni and cheese is that great. So then what I do is I put my cornbread on there so that it gets a little warm before I get home to eat it. Yeah. And there is my dinner. Whew. All right. It was crowded in there at the deli area. Somebody even said, is it like half price or something? Is it clearance hour or something like that? Because there were so many people that were up there. Oh my God, Target is packed. I wonder why Target is so busy tonight. People probably buying Halloween candy and Halloween costumes and stuff. Tanya said, she was like, if you want to get a fountain pop later, let me know. We should go up into the Meijer and look at all the Halloween stuff before it's gone. Since we really haven't done that. Pretty soon, we'll be going through the John Deere place looking at the Halloween lights again. God, I can't believe that it's time to look at the Halloween light, or the Halloween lights, the Christmas lights at John Deere again. It seems weird that it's time for that. But it is. Seems like it was just yesterday that I was going through the Halloween, or I keep on saying the Halloween lights, the Christmas lights. I'm gonna take my cards inside. The dogs did not want to do anything outside because it was raining today. They didn't want to be outside in the rain at all. And then they kind of like, Boo and Tucker won't do anything unless Pee-Pee does it. And so Pee-Pee finally went out into the yard. And then Boo and Tucker went out. Well, Boo follows Pee-Pee. But Tucker didn't want to go out into the yard because he only like will walk on like pavement. So then I could tell that he had to like poop or something, but he didn't want to walk off into the grass because the grass was wet. And our walkway where we have like the mulch and stuff, it was wet too. He really doesn't like going in there. I don't know why. I think that like I think Tucker might be allergic to grass because sometimes even outside and back, he'll walk like all along the edge and down. Like he really doesn't like just like walking in the middle of the grass. Like he sometimes even has to be coaxed into it. Like in spring and summer, it like takes a while to get in there. Until he's kind of like comfortable going out there, but he doesn't really like doing it. See, I have to turn the heat up to like clean off my windshield, and then when I clean off my windshield, then it's hot in here. Oh no, what is? The whole thing is so weird. I told Tanya, I said I need some of those Mrs. June's cleaning cloths for my windshield. You know this pumpkin spice latte that I got, it's called the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. If you want to know how to make it, go over to my review channel. But you know it has to be pretty good since I drank literally like the whole thing. Look, it's like all gone. I mean, almost all gone. I don't want to pour it out into my lap. But it really is pretty good. Well, listen, I'm going to get off here now so I can go home and eat my dinner and relax for the night. I'm gonna put a Halloween movie on. I don't know what I'm gonna put on tonight. I'm kind of like over Hocus Pocus, so I gotta find something. Maybe Children of the Corn. Oh, that movie always scares me so much. I want to watch it by myself. But anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Halloween, or if you don't celebrate Halloween, I hope you're having an amazing Thursday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, do not have other plans. Make the most of your day. Life is short. This is not a dress rehearsal. Do something fun today. You're exchanging a day of your life for it. Go out. Wear a costume today. Why not? I probably won't wear a costume on Halloween because I already kind of did a costume. Did I? But anyway, yeah, well, I mean, I wore a skeleton shirt, that counts. So anyway, I was like having to think back. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you believe that about yourself, that you love yourself. I love you. You are important and you are valuable. Do positive affirmations on yourself every single day. They really, really do help. And if you haven't ever started doing a gratitude list, like I was talking about earlier, you know, like, well, I think maybe I was talking about it on my Purisms channel today. Do a gratitude list. Really, you know, it's a gift to yourself to do a gratitude list every single day and start your day off finding some peace and serenity in your life, and it really makes a difference. Most importantly, make sure that you find somebody today to pass on how much they mean to you and let them know how important they are to you in your life. And you guys are important to me, and it really means a lot to me that you watch my videos every day. I appreciate it. I love you guys, and I hope you're having a happy Halloween, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!